As promised, we're now joined by our Leafs reporter, Mark Masters. What a difference a week makes. John Tavares, the team captain, Mark, said before the game that his team would be desperate. Did you see desperation? It didn't seem like I saw desperation.
Yeah, Jay, it did not feel that way. They get that early lead. It looked good early on, but you know what? It did not feel like their A game, far from it, actually. And I was having so many flashbacks after this game, hearing from the players about, being a bit discombobulated on the forecheck is what Austin Matthews said, being disconnected in the breakouts, not being able to capitalize on chances, needing to get more chances in tight to the net. It just felt very familiar, even though we are one round later than they have gone in the past. So it felt like they could not summon their best game at the most important time, and that's really got to be so disappointing for this group.
And then to add insult to injury, literally, Ilya Samsonov leaves this game. Justin Wall, terrific in relief, but obviously major concern about Samsonov. Any updates at the end of this one, Mark, about the Leafs tender?
No update, and obviously you hope Ilya Samsonov's okay. But Joseph Wall played really well in relief. He was solid.
Yeah.
You can't say this game was about goaltending. I mean, Bobrovsky was good again, but I don't feel like that was the story of the game. I thought it was interesting that Sheldon Keefe said, Matt Murray's been cleared. He can play. They were playing Wall as the backup, dressing him as the backup because he's number 2 right now in the depth chart. You can kind of understand with Matt Murray being sidelined so long, coming back from the concussion, why they would consider him a better option at this moment in time. And Sheldon Keefe said, Wall, he was ready for this moment. If Samsonov's unavailable, it sure feels like Wall's the guy for Game 4.
Speaking of Game 4, was there anything that you heard in that dressing room after this game, Mark, that would give you belief that this team is ready to play Game 4 and come back in this series and force a Game 5 in Toronto on Friday night?
Well, it was a tough scene in the dressing room. It just felt like they're a bit stunned, to be honest, that they're, again, what we say, was it last weekend that they were celebrating the franchise's first playoff series win in 19 years, and now here they are confronting elimination that soon. They have the 48 hours. They have the 2-day break here before Game 4. They're saying the right things. We just got to get this series back to Toronto, plant the seed of doubt in Florida's mind. But, boy, Florida is clicking right now. It really feels like something special is happening for the Panthers right now with the way they got into the playoffs and the way they've just been rolling now with 6 straight wins. It's going to be really tough for this team to recoup. But they were saying the right things, Jay. We'll have to wait and find out in Game 4 if they can really summon something here, because this is a tough spot, obviously.
As Mark said, 48 hours before Game 4. That'll be Wednesday in Sunrise. Mark will be there for that, but not before he takes 48 hours off and just sits in a nice ice bath, maybe on a beach somewhere. Thanks, Mark.